Well, hello everybody. How you doing? I want to say good afternoon, but I'm going to say good morning because we're 11:41. I'm here a little early because I wanted to show Chinatown here. So there's the red line Chinatown stop there. I actually took the green line and walked over there. Here's the welcome to Chicago's Chinatown here, the 9 Dragon Wall. See, here's the Chinatown gate. We'll get a nice view of it. We'll walk down Wentworth a little bit here. And then welcome to Chinatown. See, look, we got a map here. So we're right here. We'll walk down Wentworth and then we'll go up to Chinatown Square. And then I'll head up to the South Loop and head back to work here. So hey, Paula, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Heather B, Patty Cakes, Lorraine, and thanks for tuning in there. Hello, yeah, welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chinatown here. I haven't been down here in a couple of months here. We filmed Chinatown almost a dozen times over the course of all of my accounts. Sometimes on YouTube, sometimes on TikTok. I got several reruns, not only of the Chinatown gate here on Wentworth, and see when you get off the red line stop there. I took the green line. There's a green line stop just 2 blocks that way. We'll wait for the light here, but we'll cross over. Hey, Denise, Chris, Brandon. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hey, we're down in Chinatown. Dave Jeffrey there in Niagara. Yeah, Lorene. Hey, Lorene, we're in Chinatown here. Thanks for tuning in here. This will be a nice, fun walk here. So you're in luck, everybody. This is technically on the south side of Chicago. It's the far north, like the northernmost part of what was considered the south side of Chicago, because we're south of the South Branch Chicago River. There's the red line heading in. The red line will go and connect with the Dan Ryan. It'll go down to 95th. There's some of the Patron Goldberg public housing there. Those round buildings behind there. See, we were over there. There you see the Sears Tower there. And then we'll wait to cross here and we'll get, well, actually I'll stay on this side here because we can see the Chinatown Center, the beautiful Chinatown gate here. And, yeah, Polo G. We were talking about Polo G this morning there. Polo G grew up in the, from what I understand, I didn't know the guy. I don't know the guy, but he's a Chicago drill hip hop artist there. He grew up in the Marshall Field Garden Apartments there. We walked by him this morning. Here's the Chinatown Center. Chinatown Center, newly restored here. Look at this beautiful. This was built in the late 1920s, like 1928, 1929, and the Chinese business leaders of that time hired 2 Norwegian architects to design a Chinese classic revival style building here. And isn't it amazing? We got this amusing architecture here on Wentworth Street here. You might have seen this in movies. This was in several movies. That fire station, we'll go by it. I think it was used in Backdraft. And then look at the beautiful view. You see the Sears Tower under the Chinatown gate here, Chinatown Center. We'll see it. I'm just going to walk down here like a block or two, and then I want to show the Moy building, and then we'll head back here. But all these great restaurants here. We got fashion shops. Lorene, I came down here with Matthew, Debbie's youngest son there, and he liked it a lot. We came down here two years ago. It was 2023 in the wintertime. We came to the Chinese New Year parade there, and it was cold that year, and it was kind of warm last year. I covered it again this year, but here, Juan Cow. Yeah, hello, Patty Cakes there. How's everybody doing there? Thanks for tuning in here. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chinatown here. Look, they got it's already above 80 degrees here. Look at these signs. Juan Cow, Chinese restaurant. And yeah, there's some people here, martial arts. Paris baguette. You get the Paris baguette here right in Chinatown. It's great. So here's the Moy building. Look at this beautiful building. I think it was built in 1928. I don't know much about it, but I know it's called the Moy building here. I think, again, Chinese American business leaders. In the 1920s, the original Chinatown used to be in the just south of Van Buren there on Dearborn Street, where the federal prison is now. There's some evidence that there's still signs and stuff there, and then it moved down here around the turn of the century, this large Chinese American enclave that's still growing. And I figured to mix it up here, we come down here on a slow work day for me. And here, Chinese food market. I think there's a church over here. I want to check out. There's a church here, Wentworth, and what is this, 22nd? And then we'll head up. We'll go past Chinatown Square. Some people call that the new Chinatown, which is, it was a development built in the 1990s. And this is the historic part. We for the parade, we went all the way down. I went to Rico Benny's there. You go down under you end up in Bridgeport. But here, let's show this church here. How's everybody doing? We streaming okay? Thanks for tuning in. I know I'm on a little early today. We'll let the other people start to file. Look at this church. There's Chinese Christian churches that sometimes they use the Pui Tak Center for services, but I think this is a what is this? Ave Maria SMI. I like how they got the dragons there. But of course, there's many other religions, or Buddhist and other. But here it is, St. Therese, Chinese Catholic Church. Look at this. So here we are on Alexander Street. Alexander Street. We're almost down by 22nd. St. Therese there. Look at that beautiful garden. Look at that. Yeah, I guess that's the rectory. Look how they got the Chinese title on it. And there it is. There's Mother Teresa there. St. Therese Chinese Mission here. Right in the heart of Chinatown, Chicago. So, and I'll look into the history of this church. See how long it was. This here, look, Yuen's Family Association. Hopefully I'm pronouncing this stuff right. And if you just joined, we're in Chicago. This is Wentworth Street here, Chinatown. We'll head up under the gate there. We'll go up to the new Chinatown Square, and then I'll start heading back to work here to see if we can make it back before 1 o'clock. I better get back to work today before 1 o'clock, because I'm starting so early here. So, yeah. Yeah, Brandon, we came down here. Brandon and Chris and I came down here. We went to Rico Benny's. You remember that? Yeah. And that's good. So Brandon, the comments weren't scrolling, so I didn't see your comments. You think, I'm doing these amateur moves where, I scroll back in the comments there, and then eventually I get the comments. So if I don't get your comments right away, I'll read them. Thanks, Brandon. Yeah, I heard what you said there. I just saw it. Here's the, we can get a close-up here of the Emperor's Choice restaurant here, the Moy building, this historic building, 1928 here, Wentworth Street. Now, that was a great time. I really enjoyed that. Sometimes I go back and look at the videos. Brandon, Chris, and I came down here. We had the bubble tea. Remember, we took a water taxi. That was a great day. We took a water taxi. We got off right at the Pingtown Park, and we walked all through here, went down to Rico Benny's, got us a sloppy sandwich there, at least I did, and we took a water taxi back downtown. It was great. That was the beginning of, we were starting to get warm there in springtime here. But here, let's cross the street. I'll wait for this bus so I want to get a really good view of the Pui Tak Center. I got to get back from it here. Hold on a second while the sun's hitting here. We'll cross the street here. So this is Wentworth Street looking south, Chinatown, Chicago. There we go. We can see the whole Pui Tak Center. That's what I want to see there. Look at that beautiful view with the Chinatown gate there. I want to frame it there. Look at that. Actually, I want to get it with the Juan Cow here. Let's just back up just a little bit. We can get it here, walking here. I should have crossed right at the Emperor's Choice here, the Moy building. Yeah, it was fun to watch there. Yeah, we caught the wall in the water taxi. That was the day, Heather B. Yeah, thanks so much. I appreciate that. That's great. Here, this is what I want to get. So let's, there, we get the Juan Cow there. So let's start with the Moy building here. So here, what a beautiful day here. So hey, welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Wentworth Street here. Late summer day here. We're on Chinatown, Chicago. Look at that view. Juan Cow. You see up to the Pui Tak Center. There's the Moy building. All these great architectural gems here. And we'll frame the Pui Talk Center there. And we'll head right up on under the Chinatown gate there. We'll go to the new Chinatown. We'll film Chinatown Square. And then I'll have to really start booking it to get back to Michigan Avenue so we can get back to work here. But there's, look at that, he's taking a picture of it. There it is, the Pui Talk Center, newly restored. I was here earlier in the year, and there was scaffolding all last winter. Even I think when they had the parade, we came under here, Chinese New Year. We were here to celebrate Chinese New Year, and there, Triple Crown dim sum. We'll go past this fire department. They used this in Backdraft. That movie came out, I guess, in the late 80s, early 90s there. But look at the Chinatown gate here. Here, let's cross the street here. Look at this. You see the whole skyline of Chicago there. This is Cermak. Cermak's a major east-west street named after. Cermak was a mayor of Chicago. He was tragically assassinated in an attempt. Oops! Oh, the bus. There's the. Hey, look at this. Look at the amazing urns and stuff they sell here. Civic furniture. New China. So new Chinatown. The new Chinatown's actually over there, but they're trying to capitalize on that. Yeah, here's the. See that fire station there? That's a real working Chicago fire station, and I think. Look how you can see the Sears Tower right there through the gap. It was used in Backtrack here. Look at all these restaurants. Three Happiness, Yi Wong Tong, Ginseng, and Herbs. This is an active neighborhood where people live in. You can hear Cantonese, even Mandarin's being spoken here. A real ethnic enclave that's existed here for over 100 years, 150 years almost. And, you know, I researched it. You know, why does New York and Chicago have Chinatowns? They came from they came first, you know, across the Pacific to California, largely to work in the gold rush and then the railroads, Union Pacific. I'm sure you've seen old movies where the Chinese were working on the railroads and stuff, and then there was major discrimination in California. They passed laws, the Exclusion Acts, they limited immigration. So a lot of the Chinese Americans felt they weren't welcome in California, so they moved east. They took the railroads that they helped build. Where did the railroads go? They went to Chicago, they went to New York, and that's why New York has a Chinatown and Chicago has a Chinatown, and they developed in the late 1800s. Isn't that amazing? And became urbanites here. It's great. So we'll head over to, there's a Walgreens over here. There, Danny Davis. We see signs all over the place for him. He's a local congressman there. There's a hotel here, American Metro Bank there. Hey, that's good, Brandon. Thanks. Yeah, sometimes I miss the comments, but eventually I get them there. The comments weren't scrolling because I scrolled up and then it stopped scrolling, and I missed a bunch of comments there. But hey, Dahmer, how you doing there? So if you missed any part of this, that's the great thing about YouTube. I started early today, so people might not have been expecting me. But the reason I started early, I got a lot of ground to cover. I wanted to start the video when I was in Chinatown so people would be interested and maybe watch the rest of the video. You know how it is. And if I started on the train line, they might have not even watched it long enough to get to Chinatown. But here, we'll head over to, we're going to try to get over there. There's a Chinese American Veterans Memorial right there. And we'll see if we get the light here. This is a crazy six-way intersection. It seems like it always takes really long to cross here. And I always end up here waiting for the light, but we'll do the best we can here. And if we've gone that way before you get to the brewery district there, the Schoenhofen, the Edelweiss beer company. We filmed that before I rode a bike. And this is Princeton, Cermak, Archer Avenue goes all down through the south, and I'm gonna go this way because we're never gonna. Oh, there we go. Come on. Why can I never time these lights right? Oh, God. Okay, good. So here we're crossing Cermak. I just went to show the Vietnam Memorial there. We're gonna head right into Chinatown Square. There you see the trucks. Come on, give us the light here. Okay, so they're making lefts here. That's why it takes so long to cross this intersection. No matter which way you go, it takes a long time to cross this intersection. Six-way intersection with multiple lanes here. The bike lane, I've ridden bikes through here. Hey, if you just joined, we're in Chicago, we're in Chinatown here. We're gonna head through this other commercial district. Brandon's been here before with me. And it's getting hot. Feels like it is a summer day, late summer day here. Trucks are backing up. There's the Walgreens there. So just like the Walgreens on Halsted in Greektown that has the Greek letters and alphabet, this has the Chinese writing on it, this Walgreens there. Richie B, how you doing there? Let's see. There, look at that. Yeah, I'm not getting mad. I was mad this morning because I'm losing money. Here's Uni. Let's see here. So hey, welcome to Chinatown Square. Here we go. See how we just slipped in there? You can walk through here. It's an open air mall. This was built in the 1990s. The local business leaders developed this to expand the commercial district, and it's a lot of restaurants. There's massage places, mango, a lot of gift shops, Japanese noodle bar. It's not just Chinese, there's Japanese, there's Korean, there's also a French restaurant. You know, you'll find all Joe Yi. We went to Joe Yi, get the bubble tea house. They're working on the plaza there. Asian image, souvenir, animation. That's why my cousin Matthew, he collects anime. He loved this. You go in here, they got, look at all the stuff they got. You know, it's just amazing that all this stuff exists in the world. Little figurines and Pokemon, Pikachu. Can I get out this way? Maybe I'm trapped. Let's see if we can get out over this way. Yeah, we can get out this way. There's an elevator. Look how there's a little entryway there. There, Barbecue King House. Famous Hong Kong style barbecue. Yeah. And they got these little overlooks. Yeah, Sharon, I mean, maybe you can laugh at me when I can't make my rent. You know, I'm really living paycheck to paycheck here, and you think somebody in my age wouldn't be in this precarious situation. I'm desperately angry at the stock market. Desperately angry. Here, Joey Noodle. Here's Hing Ki. I mean, why should my interests be aligned with billionaires? You know, what works for billionaires, you know, I just cannot buy. I think stocks are massively overpriced, and I think the Federal Reserve's doing that because they realize there'll be massive social upheaval if we go through any economic downturn right now. And so they're keeping everybody. But you see, that's the funny thing. There's still economic anxiety. We are all facing economic anxiety. I don't care where you're at, unless you're benefiting from the rise in the asset prices, the houses and stocks. And I'm not going to get into this now because I want to film Chinatown Square here. And like Brandon knows, I'll just get angry and no one needs to see that. Here, look, here's all the Chinese zodiacs here. Here's Monkey, the rooster. You're the monkey, you're the rooster. See, we're the year of the dragon. We came down here for the Chinese New Year parade in February. The year before that, it was year of the rabbit. Here's the dog. And remember, Brandon, we were looking at, you could find that the year you were born, the Chinese zodiac here. We found out what year Chris and Brandon and I wore in the zodiac here. Here's the nice pagoda-like structures. They're just references to that. And here we got Year of the Ram, Year of the Horse here, all the Chinese zodiacs here. Chinatown Square. We got 1201. Thanks for tuning in if you just joined here. We're in Chinatown Square here, the new Chinatown. There's the snake. There's the dragon. See, we're the Year of the Dragon here. 2024. Every 12 years. The 12 zodiacs here. And there's the rabbit and the tiger. Everybody can pick out your zodiac. Yeah, I remember my sign. I'm 1976, so I'm Dragon. I'm Year of the Dragon. 1976 was Year of the Dragon, so this is Year of the Dragon. That's what my zodiac is. I was born in 1976, a bicentennial baby. Here's the bull and the rat. Look at that. Look at the rat. Yeah. So there's the red line. There's the red line heading in. There's the library. They built that library. See how they got a stage, and they got another gate here. Kung Fu Tea. Let's just walk to the other end here. So hey, what a great day. Nice weather here. We'll head through here. Chris, how you doing? Yeah, remember Brandon and I were talking. We remember when we came down here. You can look it up. We got the internet there. You can look it up and figure it out. I think you were like the dog. I'm not for sure. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I remember we looked it up there. And thanks for tuning in, everybody. If I missed anybody, I'm just cruising through here really quickly because we haven't been down here in a while. Hey, Tiger Sugar, Chunky Boss, best fried chicken and chops, thick and juicy. Get your Tiger Mango, Yin Wall, So Gong Dong. This is a nice place here, Rongxing Trading. They got all kinds of stuff here. We looked in here. Yeah. Sushi on the second floor, So Gong Dong, Korean tofu. So Chinatown Square, look, there's a bunch of people heading down the steps there. Merc, how you doing there? Yeah, there you go, Year of the Dragon. Merc too. John, how you doing there? John James. Yeah. So this is where it kind of suddenly ends. It'll pump you back over towards Wentworth. Here's the Korean boy bands there. Barbecue. Hey, they're all got their fortune cookies. They're checking out their fortunes. How you doing here? Yeah. And I've shown this before. Let's see if it's open. There's a hidden, well, to me, there's a secret hidden food court if you go down under the King Karaoke. And we got a TikTok on this. It was pretty popular. It was a slow creeper where it slowly people discover it and they're like, wow, I didn't know that was down there. And so here, we'll show it here really quickly, and then we'll head over Archer and we'll go up towards State Street. But here, Hang Sang Square. They got some more shops there. Let's see if this is open even. I don't even know if this is open. Yeah, it's open. So here, see if you go in here, it's King Karaoke. They got an elevator, but if you go down here, and we'll see if my connection holds out. Last time I had a hotspot because I was filming we've been down here twice or three times since then. But when I was down here in January and February for the Chinese New Year, we came down here and look, there's a little, this small, it's not huge, but it's kind of hidden. There's a food court down here. And I'll look at my bandwidth to make sure I don't lose my bandwidth. But yeah, they got potato noodles, Jay's Snacks, Szechuan Bistro. Got some clothes and a barber shop. They got a sack station. We see here, look at this food court down here. Chicken steak, boba tea. Yeah, look at this nice clothing store. They got the stuff on the ground here, look at that. Isn't that nice? Kevin, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we're in Chinatown here. That was a fountain, but I guess it's not working. But see, you just head down the stairs here and there's a food court. Yeah, the lunch bunch is growing. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And so if you missed the first part, I started early today because I had a little break in the work. And we hadn't come down to Chinatown for a while. I said, hey, what's something easy I could do that's different? And so I figured I took the Green Line. I didn't film until I got down towards the Wentworth Gate there, because I wanted that to be the beginning of the live. So if you watch it from the beginning, we walked under the Chinatown Gate over there, the Pui Talk Center, and went down Wentworth a little bit. But I got to start heading back towards my work here. I got less than an hour to walk 3 miles, so let's see if I can do it on a hot 80-degree day. And see, that's where we were at. That's where you go to that food court. Here's the Chinatown and map there. Here comes the train. Hey, we're gonna get to see the train go by. Here comes a metro train. Yeah, it's gonna come right over here. We got this nice mural here. So these are diesel engines that pull the metro trains, and it's heading down to the south side, southern suburbs. Metro is going across there. That probably came out of LaSalle Street Station, but I'm not sure. It could have came out of Union. That could have came out of Union or even Ogilvy, but I think it came out of, no, it wouldn't have been Ogilvy. It'd be either Union or LaSalle. The electric goes down the lakefront, which that comes out of Millennium Station there. But look at the mural here underneath the metro tracks here. It's actually a mosaic. It's kind of, look, they got Chinese business leaders there in the medallions there. Look at this nice mural here underneath the metro tracks here. This is Archer, the extreme northeastern end of Archer Avenue, which runs all through the south and west sides of Chicago. But we're in the South Loop, kind of. Chris, okay, listen to this, and correct me this if I'm wrong. Okay, so Bertrand Goldberg designed these. It's public housing. It's on the National Historic Register. It's his signature style. You see how it kind of looks like the Marina Towers or Marina City. Bertrand Goldberg's the same architect. 150 years ago, in the 1800s, and this is really confusing, when the Chicago Cubs first started, Chicago Cubs baseball team's older than the White Sox. White Sox was an expansion team. The Cubs originally were called the White Sox. How confusing is that? So the Chicago Cubs, when they first started, they were called the Chicago White Sox. Eventually, they started nicknaming them different names, and eventually settled upon the Cubs, and then people started calling them the Cubs. When the Cubs won the Cubs and the White Sox traded the 1906, 7, and 8 World Series. The Cubs won in 1907 and 8. I think the White Sox won in 1906. I'm not for sure. They were a brand new team, the White Sox. The White Sox took the name because the Cubs weren't using it anymore. So then after the White Sox became an expansion team for the American League, Cubs are in the National League, we got the Cubs and the White Sox. Originally, before they played on the West Side Park, there was a smaller stadium here where these Bertrand Goldberg public housing, generally in this area, used to be a baseball stadium where the original Cubs played when they were called the White Sox. How confusing is that? I know, but back me up on this. I know other Chicagoans know much more about the history of Chicago sports teams than I do. I grew up a Reds fan. I grew up near Cincinnati. And Cincinnati's an old baseball team too, probably the oldest professional baseball team. But the Cubs are almost as old. Yeah, the White Stockings, you got it, Merc. Yeah, no alcohol. I appreciate alcohol. Alcohol doesn't love me. I turned into Mr. Wonderful. I think I know everything, and then I get drunk and I black out and lose all my money. So thanks for tuning in. Hey, so we're on Archer Avenue. Another thing that used to be down in this area, you ever heard of the Everly Club? It was a famous high-end brothel back in the days when all cities, not just Chicago, New Orleans, New York, San Francisco, all had brothels. And there was a famous brothel in this area. It was called the Everly Club, but it's now torn down. And you can look that up too. But here we're going to head up Archer. We're going to connect up with State Street. And then we're just going to walk north. So you see, they built all this stuff. This is new. At least it was built in the last Maybe this was built 20 years ago. How long has this been here? Is new development here. Here's a school here. Rodney D. Joslin campus. What is this school? I saw some students over there. Here's, I don't know all the schools. Hey, isn't that nice, Brandon? Look at this, yeah. So this is Archer and State Street. This is the southern end of the South Loop. We're kind of parallel with McCormick Place. So if you know where McCormick Place is in Chinatown, we left Chinatown and we're gonna head north back into the downtown. So this is still the South Loop of Chicago. So here we'll get the name of the school up here. But look at all there's a Burger Point, Athletico, Sarpino's Pizzeria, Perspectives Charter School. So this is a charter school. So there are charter schools all throughout the city. This is one of them. And look at this nice circuit. They had to board up the window. I wonder what happened there. But hey, look at this housing here. Look at this nice triangle. And it's kind of a nice area of the South. We got a bike station here. But look, there's a lot of boarded up windows. What happened? Got to show the city as is, not as we want it to be. So this is State Street. Welcome to State Street here. Hey, look at this housing here. So yeah, you got lower level. It's not really a garden apartment. They really head up to the second. They got, it's like a split level there. Saw a picture of the Buffalo Grove baseball team, 1905. They played the Cubs and beat them. That's amazing. That's awesome. That's great, Chris. Museum in Buffalo Grove. Yeah, you get around there. Taco, how you doing there? Let's see. Dolores, yeah, how you doing there? Dahmer, yeah. Yeah, I learned all this stuff, you know, by walking around and researching. I researched the Everly Club, and that's when I discovered there used to be a baseball stadium there, but it's so far gone, there's hardly any pictures of it. Look at this classic car here. That's a great classic car. Is that a convertible? I can't tell. Look at that interior. Coupe de Ville. Chris, this is a Coupe de Ville. There's the orange line. There's the orange line coming in from Midway. And the orange line is one of the newer L lines. That's why it's quieter going across there. They built it like a, hey, one goes one way, one goes the other. There was a train going both ways there. It's making the bend up into the loop of Chicago there. That's where it joins the green line. It head into Roosevelt Station here. That's what we got here. We're at 18th Street. 18th Street is State. We got the light here, so we'll cross. This is where the orange line crosses 18th and State. That's looking south on State Street. Goes all the way through the south side. And that goes up through Loop of Chicago, and that's where we're headed here. This is the green line here. And see, this is where the orange line meets the green line. Orange line goes over and then it follows the railroad tracks in the river there. And what did that guy say? He said something when he was riding by. I didn't even hear what he said. He was like, Brian, really, Chicago? How you doing? Look at that. Hey, look at that concrete mixer. Hey, they're playing basketball. Yeah, look at that. What a great day. Shooting some hoops here underneath the L tracks. Yeah, real Chicago basketball court here. Margaret He Ding Ling Park. Yeah. How you doing? It's great. Yeah. So there's a big giant, there's the District 1 police station. There's a giant police station there. Not as large as the one on 35th. We walk across Bronzeville, the north end of Bronzeville there on 35th. I think that's the headquarters, that one. Doggone fun. Look at that. Dog fun boarding. So if you need to board your dog, here's a dog hotel right here, 1717 South State Street. And when you come in on the orange line, you see this big giant building. There it is. Look at that. That's all housing. A lot of South Loop is housing. Hey, doggone fun there. Training entrance. Hey, State Street car detailing. Yeah. Yeah, I got to be careful. I know. You know, I went to Little Village, and people messaged me about the Satan's disciples. I know they fight with the Latin Kings, and I did see people in there that were wearing masks. I try not to film them. I'm a civilian. I'm not trying to get involved in any turf battles. I've gone to the West Side. I've gone to the Garfield Park Conservatory. I saw Drew went there. Jay, City Walking Girl. She goes to the Garfield Park Conservatory all the time. I take the Green Line, both south and west. I've gone to O Block. You know, I'm not going to let anybody taunt me into, you know, just because they voyeuristically want to see something they're too scared to go to themselves. Brandon knows and Chris knows, and you got to be smart. You got to pick your battles. I don't want to go anywhere where I'm not welcome either. People tell me, like when I walk in Pilsen, they said if you went there in the 90s, you wouldn't have been able to walk through there. I know that. I'm not stupid. I know I'm a transplant to this city. I'm not a native Chicagoan. And even native Chicagoans, they'll be like, no, I don't go there. I'll go there because I'm curious, you know. Curiosity killed the cat there, and I don't want that to happen to me there. Here's Columbia College. Look at Media Production Center. Look at all these. Columbia College has so many buildings here all over the South Loop. Columbia College is just growing like crazy here. They got all kinds of buildings and murals that they put on the side of historic buildings that they buy up. So Columbia College, for good or bad, you know, is a big part of the South Loop of Chicago, along with Roosevelt University, and even DePaul has a small presence here. Which, you know, DePaul does use the Wintrust Arena, the new Wintrust Arena. That's where the Chicago Sky play, the WNBA. We got Chicago's women's professional basketball club there. Taco, how you doing? Yeah, safety first. Safety first. You got it, Dolores. But yeah, the South Loop's, you know, it's not as bad as it used to be. It used to be worse. Maybe it is worse since the pandemic, but what is it? Here we're underneath the L tracks here. Here's where the green and the orange lines converge. I like walking through here because sometimes, one time we walked under here, I know other people that like don't walk under the L tracks, you know. I'm not, look, there's an auto repair shop, there's people here. It's not like I'm totally, you know, walking in no man's land here. But I've been on that track, both on an Amtrak, and sometimes there's freight trains. Here comes an L train that's on the upper level there. There's probably a orange or green line heading south. Well, thanks for backing me up, Brandon and everybody else. Thanks for understanding. I know I offended people by going to sub-only lives on TikTok, but now you understand why. Because after over a year and a half with my moderators, we battled the trolls. My moderators, I wouldn't have been able to last that long without my moderators. Just because of this city and the political climate we're in, I got tired of just dealing with, every day we get the same comments over and over. And I know that's what people are thinking. I just don't need to hear or see it when I'm walking around. My moderators don't need to hear or see it. And so, you know, I appreciate people's messages and concerns. That does nothing. People saying, be safe, be careful. I appreciate that, but it does nothing. It's hard to watch news. What Brandon had to deal with people, random people getting offed on the blue line. Women just sitting in their cars waiting for an intersection. Random ordinance comes through the window. It kills the little girl playing on the swing. It's just stupid, senseless violence. We got it. I don't want it to affect the election. Political violence. You know, that's NRA cannot protect you from that. NRA can just make money off you buying their stock or Smith & Wesson or whatever, and I can't even, it's hard for me to talk about it on these platforms because they'll ban me, or they'll mute my live, because you know, we're supposed to just be doing viral dances and selling stuff. What am I selling here, you know? Walking under the L tracks? You could take a CTA ride for $2.50 and see the city. It's great. But here, see right here, this is where there's a place for, it's actually interesting. The green line and the orange line can connect to the red line. They don't use it often. And maybe I should get out of here. This gate was going to close. I don't want to get trapped in here. They were going to close this gate. I don't want to get trapped in there. Here, we'll head back over to State Street. But there you saw some of the underneath of the L tracks there. I know people that, I've been on some of these balconies there. That's amazing. That's there. Yeah, that's it. You know, I don't care where you go. We talk about this all the time. I feel we went to the Indiana Dunes. Someone almost wrecked into us in Indiana on 80-90 there. They passed us in the emergency lane. Almost hit a car that was junked on the side there. They didn't see it. You know, anytime you go to the airport, you know, take a trip, I don't care where you go, you know. Just more crazy things happen in the city because there's more people concentrated in one area. That's all it is. You know, and here I'm gonna try to get across the street here. I'm gonna go over here. Here, Soka. Here's the Buddhist Center here, Soka. Here, let's cross the street here. Here's the L train going by there. Look at that. There's the green line heading into the city there. Just walking through here. But here, the Soka Gakkai Buddhist Center here, International USA. Look at that. It's a nice big building here. Look at that. Yeah. 14th Street, and we're on Wabash here. Wabash and 14th here. Honorary Dasaku Aikida Way. Wonder if that has something to do with this Buddhist Center here. Yeah, information for $2.99. See, that's a good trade-off there, Dolores. You know, it's just we thanks for supporting good content. You support good content, and I appreciate it because we share the expenses. You know, I took a train ride to get down there. You guys all helped contribute to that. I appreciate it. You know, I bought a gimbal. I'm using my time. You guys are using your time because you guys, my moderators, help out, and you all provide good information. Give me an audience so we can talk back and forth and make this interesting. Yeah, it is true, Dahmer. I mean, I point that out every time. As soon as you cross the state line from Illinois to Indiana on the Kingery there, that's the highway that goes into Indiana from 294 in the Bishop Ford. What's the first exit? Cabela's. What does Cabela's sell? They got a huge, giant gun store. And what do people go to Indiana for in Chicago? Cheap gas. Taxes are cheaper on gas. Cigarettes. Cheaper tax on cigarettes in Indiana. Fireworks. You can buy fireworks in Indiana much easier than Illinois. Strip clubs. There's a lot of strip clubs in Indiana for some reason. I don't know why. And then what's the sixth thing? Arms. You know, Second Amendment stuff. You know, it goes across state lines. And you know, the NRA. When I moved to Chicago, and it drove. I support the Second Amendment. My relatives own guns. They use them for hunting. I grew up in a house where my father was ex-military. You know, I'm used to being around those things, and the reason I'm talking this way, I'm not trying to trip the algorithm, saying the GUN word. You know, I can't even speak freely. It's hard. I feel trapped, and people want to talk about this all the time, and they want to talk about it on TikTok. It's impossible to talk about it on TikTok because TikTok's weird. But it was technically illegal to own a weapon even for self-defense in Chicago because that's the way it was after what they went through in the 70s, 80s, and 90s with all the gangland violence, and there was a lot of gun restrictions in Chicago. The NRA successfully over the time, mainly in the 2000s, between 2000 and 2010, dismantled that. And where Illinois, you can have concealed carry just like most other states. And has crime gone down? No. Does the NRA feel responsible? No. Do I feel safer because of the NRA's actions? No. That's my personal feedback. Now, I respect the right, free speech for organizations like NRA, gun lobbies to exist, but they're a lobbyist group. They lobby and they collect money, you know. So we'll get off of this here, but hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago. Here we are, 1227 here. We're walking up through the South Loop here. We're on Wabash. There goes the L train there. There's the Sears Tower. And we'll see if we can make it back. There, Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda shot glasses there. Get your Baby Yoda shot glasses. Look at this place. Hawaiian Asian outpost. Yeah, look at that. There, authentic Chinese my place. There, we'll check it out there. There's the Sears Tower, LA Tan. Flo and Santos Pizza Pub. Where are we at here? 13th Street. 13th Street. The Wabash. Thanks for tuning in there. How's everybody doing there? 1307. See, look how they just stuck these balconies on the side of this building. Krista, how you doing there? Krista, thanks for tuning in. Angel. Yeah, that's great. I'm sorry I missed you there. Thanks for tuning in there. Yeah. See, I need a helper. That's why I'm always so humbled when people recognize me and they talk to me. That we met a few months ago. We met those nice young women outside of Wiener Circle, and she goes, "I want to be your helper." I said, "Yeah, you can help out." There's a guy that walks around Cincinnati. Someone else films him, and he just carries a microphone. He always he's dressed like a clown. He does a pretty good job walking around Cincinnati. He's kind of like the mayor of Cincinnati there, and he's like a comedian. But someone films him. He has a camera guy that films him, and he just carries the microphone. He interviews people, and it's pretty funny. I forget what his name is there. I can't keep track of hundreds and thousands of people's names, you know, on social media. It's hard enough keeping track of the Lunch Bunch and you guys. And I see for you guys every day. Here, the Jewel Osco. We're down here we're almost up to Roosevelt. So hey, we're doing good. 12:30. I think we're going to be able to make it back. There's the Roosevelt station. I rode through there on the Green Line earlier. Here we are at the Dunkin' Donuts here. Yeah, Rail Regular Militia. You know, yeah, I know. It was for, you know, at that time, the Army wasn't as big, and people were defending against Native American attacks and foreign, you know, the Spanish and the British and the French were all still around here, and they fought the Revolutionary War largely with the volunteer army, and that was they like in the War of 1812 we got invaded again by the British. And they burnt the Capitol. Dolly Madison had to save the painting of George Washington because British burnt the Capitol in 1812 or 1814, whenever that happened. Then we fought a civil war. So our Wild West culture comes from the Civil War. A lot of those original cowboys, like Jesse James. Jesse James fought in the Civil War before he became a cowboy. Wild Cody, he fought in the Civil War too, you know, and that's why they went west. They all had PTSD, but they didn't know what it was at that time, and no wonder they were gunfighters and gunslingers, you know. Wyatt Earp, all those guys, they all fought in the Civil War, and then they went out west and still were fighting the Civil War. There used to be a sitcom in the 60s. It was called The Rebel, and that's what he fought for the Confederacy, and then he was out west there, Johnny Reb fighting there in the Wild West. It was stupid, you know, but they made a show out of it, just like Hogan's Heroes was about World War II, the Great Escape. Hey, thank you. Hey, thank you. Thanks for saying hello. Appreciate it. That's great. That's awesome. Yeah. See? They recognize my voice there. That's good. There, see how there's a bike path right here? That's okay, Brandon. I don't mind people that drink. You know, we live in a very alcohol is a big part of our culture and socialization. It was hard for me to adjust. Probably part of the reason I live stream so much is I don't drink. And if I did drink, I'd be sitting in the bar just talking to the person I'm drinking with, just like I'm talking now. So you guys are like my drinking buddies here. This is great. So you drink it up. It's good. You know, I partake in the other stuff, the wacky weed and the wacky tobacco. And I'm glad. Can you imagine how long I lived my life under the war on drugs? You know, and for something as stupid as harmless as that, people went to jail. Ruined people's careers. People lost their property and cars. Search and seizure over something that grows out of the ground. You know, it's like, you know, hey, how you doing? Hey, I remember you, Cliff Dweller. How you doing? Nice to see you. That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. See, we saw. I remember. We met him before here. I want to cross the street there. Yeah, that's Cliff Dweller. Remember, Cliff Dweller used to tune in here on TikTok, and maybe. He probably went on to other things here. I want to cross. I want to cross the street here. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. Hey, remember Cliff Dweller? Yeah, I used to tune in. Maybe I offended him with my crazy rants there. You know, I know. I got to be careful when I talk about Jerome Powell and the market there, because I don't want to sound like a vast conspiracy theory. It's just my own personal bailiwick, my own personal struggle with my financial situation that we all feel, you know, working for the man there in corporate America. And, you know, I'm just amazed that people can agree with me that they don't like corporate America and they think corporations should pay more taxes and stuff. And then you'll go, we have no option. We have no option, but the rational decision is to buy the stock of the same corporation that you dislike because they're laying off employees to buy back their stock. And, you know, that's the system we got. It's the best system we got. If I would just embrace it, maybe I could retire and do this full time. But no, I'm stuck working. And that's some of my frustrations, is I feel trapped. I feel trapped in a job. I think most of us can agree. We feel trapped in a job. And then we look at all these people that got rich off of Bitcoin and got rich off the stock market. And like Mark Cuban, he was lucky. He was the right place, the right time, took the risk as an entrepreneur, and retired when he was his 20s as a billionaire, you know, or as a millionaire. Now he's a billionaire because everything has grown so much. Look at this sculpture here. We filmed this before. I think they got a plaque at the north end. It says the name of the artist. I can't remember off the top of my head. But here, we just entered Grant Park here. We got 1234. And we'll head through here. Check out this sculpture. These walking, bodiless people here. Or headless people. They got legs but no arms. This is me. This is a sculpture to me. This is Brian Really Chicago walking around Chicago. Look at this. Yeah, I'm the mayor of Chicago. Well, I share it with Vic Cohen and Jay, City Walking Girl, and we'll share the wealth there. Big Glacier Keys and, you know, Sean from 35th. Sean from 35th, TikTok banned his account. You know, that's why it happens. It happens to other people too, not just me. He couldn't figure out why his account was banned. You know, and he's got the big deep voice there. And there's other people. There's 77 Flavors of Chicago. He's big on all the other platforms. He always shows history about Chicago, you know. But where's the plaque that tells about this? I found it one time. I looked it up, so I apologize. I don't know the name of the artist. It's like an Eastern European name. Maybe this tells it here. No, it just says... But these are these sculptures here in Grant Park here. So we'll head up this way. And you can look it up online. Anything that I don't know, you can look it up online. And maybe somebody... Brandon Johnson, yeah. Hey, Brandon, did you see we saw Brandon Johnson, the mayor, the real mayor of Chicago, up on North Avenue Beach? That was like a week or two ago. I was walking through there, and there was a volleyball tournament going on. I saw some black sedans, and I was like, this looks like some, you know, major person here. And sure enough, There was Brandon Johnson with his, I guess his wife. I don't know who was with him. And there was security, and he went to that volleyball thing. We kind of, you could tell it was him, but I was filming from the side behind. And then of course, just like last night, my connection started cutting out right when I started filming him. It makes me paranoid that, like, when something important happens, that's right when my connection cuts out, you know. But there's the 1000M. They just built that, the 1000M there. At least they built it the last few years there. The last thing that Helman Jan had anything to do with, and it's his firm Jan Associates finished it. It was kind of delayed a little bit because of the pandemic, but they finished it up. That's rental. That's luxury rental there. You see how it's cantilevered over the building next to it. Agora, thank you. Thanks so much, Michael. Thanks for the good information. That sculpture with the walking legs, it's called Agora. You can look it up to find the artist there. And Lambie T, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks for throwing out your P. Diddy M's. Kevin, I didn't even know you owned any P. Diddy. That's amazing. That's great. Burn them. Yeah, burn them. Throw them out. There's the 1000M. See how it's cantilevered? You see how it leans on. There's a building underneath it, and there's a building on top of it. Kevin knows this. We filmed this many times. This is the sculpture where in the 1968 Democratic Convention, the hippies gathered here before the police riot. The Whole World Is Watching episode that happened in the 1968 Democratic Convention here in Chicago. And we were all so fearful that there was going to be a repeat of that this time, but it didn't happen, thankfully. I was there. I was at the United Center. We were at the Palestinian protests, and everything was pretty peaceful over there. There was some conflicts with the police downtown, but that was a different group, and they were purposely provoking the police, and the police, this time I commend them for their restraint. Unlike in 68, the police were not restrained, and they started beating people up. That's the old Chicago police, the Daily police that fought the civil rights movement. And here, look at that. There's the look at that. It's a Union General. It's a statue to a Union General here in Grant Park, Chicago. And again, there's a statue of Grant in Lincoln Park, but there's not a statue of Grant in Grant Park. But this is a Union General statue. I think they got their name on there. Let's see if we can get it here. Yeah, Christopher, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. If you missed the first part, if you check out we started in Chinatown. We went to Chinatown, and that's what. There, Major General John A. Logan, state of Illinois. So you can look him up, John A. Logan there. There he is. Hey, he's got a nice mustache like Cliff Dweller. That's good. There's the South Loop there. We got 1239. Okay, let's head up past this fountain here. Look at this beautiful scene. City in a park. Look at this. Grant Park here. Michigan Avenue's over there. Buckingham Fountain's over there. We already saw that. So earlier in the week, you can check out one of my lives from earlier in the week. We went by the Buckingham Fountain, I think on Tuesday. And so we'll just head down here. Oh no, did we do that yesterday? We did it yesterday. Yesterday we went by the Buckingham Fountain. I'm losing track of the days. Here's Hilton Hotel. There's new housing. They built that earlier. There's where Ebony and Jet magazine had their headquarters, that modernist building. That's an historic mid-century modern. They used to say Ebony and Jet on the top of it. You remember those magazines? And that was important in the civil rights era too. Lambie T, yeah. Yeah, I've been walking for a while here. It's pretty hot. There's the Essex Inn. Look at the giant Hilton there. Remember, we went inside that Hilton when Trump came to Chicago. That's where he met with the black journalist associations and made those weird comments he couldn't figure out. We should start calling him Michael Jackson. He doesn't know if Kamala's black or white. That's a joke. That's a joke. If I didn't laugh about all this stuff, I would cry. You know, I'm trying to maintain the levity because I know everybody takes this so seriously. Very serious election coming up here. If you don't turn on the politics will turn on you. That's what Ralph Nader said. Yeah. Remember Jet Magazine? Yeah. Wasn't that nice? The Beauty of the Week? Yeah, they had that nice magazine there. That's good. Just like the New York Post there. They got the page 6 woman there. Let's see. Look, they used to. Look at this fountain here. There, you can look back to that statue. Yeah, people picnicking here. Look at this. You got the hibiscus flowers. Look at these giant hibiscus. Yeah. You can't put the pieces of the puzzle together. Yeah, can he hold two thoughts in his head at the same time? What about intersectionality? You know, that's the amazing thing about America now, which is great. Something we should all celebrate. Most people are multiple things. Most people are not just black or white. Most people are like mixed. Look, she's South Asian and Jamaican. Okay. But it's even more complex than that. If you look further back, I'm sure she has other things in her ancestry. Look at Barack Obama. My relatives were shocked. We did my DNA. You go back far enough, I share a common ancestor with Barack Obama. How is that possible? How is that because his mom was white. You know, we talk about, you know, and that's we're all connected. And, you know, they certainly, you know, the intersectionality, you know, that's why I bring up the Melungeons all the time. It was so early in our history that we leave that out, that there was this mixed race group that existed in America really early, and they either became white people or black people or indigenous Native American, depending on what group they got left behind with. They were marooned. They were marooned, you know. They couldn't get back to their community. And that happens, you know. People get lost. People get absorbed by different groups and ethnicities, and people change over time. And we're all connected because there's only one race, the human race. We shouldn't think, and I know that the point that the Republicans are trying to make, that we all should be treated equally, but good luck with that. That's not our history. That's not how things worked in the past. You know, here, I'm going to try to get it. Here's the light's going to change. There you go. Hey, here's a water fountain, so I'm going to get a drink of water. If this water fountain's working here, we'll give it a try. Thanks, Tomer. Thanks for understanding what I'm talking about here, and everybody else. I make mistakes too. I misspeak sometimes, and I try not to offend. So I respect other people's opinions too, if they're different from mine. I try to. But it's hard. I'll be the first to admit I might not be right about Jerome Powell in the Federal Reserve. I'm sure on a personal level he's a good guy, but he represents a lot of power. And it's amazing how much power they have, and they're not elected. Maybe that's a good thing, because maybe if somebody would elect somebody, it would make things more chaotic. Look at this beautiful sculpture here. We filmed this before. We're still in Grant Park here. And Theodore Thomas, he was an early patron to the Chicago Symphony Orchestra there. I think that's what that is. You can look that up there. There, we're still in the gardens here. Look how lush these gardens look at the end of the summer here. We got 1245. We'll continue straight up Michigan Avenue here in Grant Park. Look at the beautiful flowers here. They're starting to get so big, they're leaning over there. Thanks, Tara. That's a pretty good percentage. See, great minds think alike there, Tara. I appreciate that. I don't expect anybody to agree with anything, everything, you know. It's got to be some things we differ on. But I appreciate your perspective, too. You help me out a lot with information and feedback. You tell me to tone it down sometimes, which I appreciate that, too. And so does Brandon and Chris. They're like, don't freak out. Calm down. This, too, will pass. Hey, Columbia College. There's the Spertus Museum, Jewish culture. Here, look at the skyline. So here, we passed through here yesterday, but we went over to the Buckingham Fountain. I got to head straight back up Michigan Avenue here. Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to, this is what, Harrison in Michigan. There's the Congress Hotel. We'll go by Ida B. Wells. This is the one of the haunted hotels here, probably the most haunted hotel. Horrible story. I guess before World War II, in the late 1930s, there was a lot of Jewish refugees of Eastern Europe as, you know, Germany expanded over the eastern, annexed Czechoslovakia and all that stuff, or Austria. And there was a Jewish woman, she was a refugee from Europe, and she was staying in this hotel with her kids, and she thought she was going to be deported back to Europe right when World War II was going to break out. So she was completely desperate and distraught. And she was so distraught, she supposedly leapt from the 12th floor. They don't know if it was the 12th or 13th because of the mezzanine. And not only that, she threw her 2 young sons out the window, and they all died. And that's why they think this is haunted. You can look that up. I'm not making up that story. I read it online several places. Congress Plaza Hotel. But it's beautiful in there. We checked. There's some gold ballrooms. Benny Goodwin used to have a radio program in there. A lot of other historic things happened there. There used to be a tunnel underneath Ida B. Wells. It was like a marble, nice, carpeted walkway that connected Roosevelt University, which used to be the auditorium building, connected with the Congress, so you didn't have to go outside. It was like a pedway. But it's gone. They filled it in, or maybe it's still there, but they don't use it anymore. And you can find pictures of it online. Isn't that amazing? You can see? Yeah, Taco, I know you, I think you work around here. Yeah, thanks for, look, you got the scaffolding. How's it going, Taco? How you doing? I'm waving to you. That's great. Yeah, you know where we're at here. Ida B. Wells. Louis Sullivan designed this. 1892. This was the largest building in Chicago at the time. There's an auditorium, had a hotel and offices. Now it's Roosevelt University. This side of the building's sinking. We've shown that before because it's load-bearing walls. And Louis Sullivan, with his partner Adler, is the architect. Very historic building here on Michigan Ida B. Wells, next to Congress Hotel. So here we'll head up this way. 1249. See if we can make it here. There's the Indians on the horse there, indigenous Native Americans. The artist purposely left the weapons out because they wanted it to just be the gesture of the weapons. And that's what I read. There's these clubs here. These are like business clubs, or used to be. Look how they stack that all on top of each other there. That's called the this is called the Fine Arts Building. This is the Fine Arts Building here, just north of Roosevelt University. And this is like a business club. This is like, well, it's like what the Chicago Athletic Club used to be, but it's still like the University Club. It's a private members only club. It's hard to get in there, but there used to be a lot of clubs like this on Michigan Avenue, and the Chicago Athletic Association was one of them. I think it's the City Club of Chicago. I'm not for sure what it's called. Hey, Lorraine. Yeah, we're always close by. Yeah, the Northern Trust used to be the CNA building. That's the Metropolitan building there with that tower. And look at this. Look at the Metro here, the Van Buren station. It's modeled after the Art Nouveau stations in Paris. Van Buren station here. Got text to the Metro there. And so here we'll head up to the Art Institute here. Oh, we got mufflers. Yeah, 68 people, 69. We're doing good. Every once in a while we push 100. It's hard to do. It depends on YouTube. It depends on what we're doing here. But thanks for tuning in. If you missed the first part, we started in Chinatown. Now we're all the way up here. We're already almost back to the Art Institute. 1251. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Look at the skyline of Chicago in the background there. The Grant Park's on the right. This is the Art Institute Chicago we're going to walk by. There's the Metropolitan building that's all restored. We'll walk past the Symphony Center. Hey, they're hosing down the plants there, watering the plants. We've been really dry. We've been really dry the past couple of weeks. The grass and Lincoln Park's all drying up. But hey, we saw that running club last night. That was nice. I posted that on TikTok. We saw the Old Town Run Club, and people recognized. He said hello. I'm just always amazed that people know who I am. This is amazing. So, and she said I'm gonna buy some merch. I said that's great. Thank you. Thanks so much. You could use that as an advertisement there. There's the green line going by there. I think the merch is easier to buy from YouTube. Like since I don't use TikTok Shop, it's really hard to find the merch on TikTok. But there's a link right there in my bio. Here's this. They got this plaza closed. I filmed it a few times. It's got that fountain to the 5 Great Lakes there. There's the Symphony Center there. How you doing, sir? That's good. How you doing? Yeah, that's great. Let's see here. Bach, Mozart, Beethoven, Schubert, Wagner. Let's see, the gardens are currently closed there, but if they weren't closed, I'd take you in there and show you that beautiful fountain to the 5 Great Lakes there. We'll walk by the Lions here. Art Institute of Chicago, Michigan Avenue. We'll go by the begin sign for Route 66. We've covered that at nauseum. Hey, the bucket drummers are there. That's good. And I gave him a few bucks the last time, so I'm gonna just try to get by without paying him anything today because I'm a cheapo. I lost money on the stock market today, so I want to prove to everybody I put my money where my mouth is. I don't just say I'm against the stock market. I'm actually trying to profit off its demise. Here's the George O'Keeffe Art Institute of Chicago. They got an exhibit there. There's the guys playing the buckets here. We'll walk right past here. You see the Lions here. How you doing? That's great. How you doing? Appreciate it. That's great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, the Lions here. Oh, you still got to be careful. Yeah, see, they're filming on. So there's Route 66. You see where they got that? So they put that there. The bus just went by. There's the begin Route 66 right there. So there's the begin sign above the bus. And we've shown that before. I don't have time to talk about it too much today, so we'll keep on going here. He's taking a picture there, so. Hey, there's the Lions. There's the shot there. Art Institute of Chicago. Hey, thanks, Lampy Teeter. Tara. Started watching the bear? That's good. Yeah. 1,700 miles from Chicago. Pretty dry. How dry I am. There used to be a Bennigan's. Yeah, there used to be a Bennigan's right there. You're right. There used to be a Bennigan's where Sweetwater's at too, up by where I worked there at Lake of Michigan. But yeah, all the Bennigan's went away. I think Sweetwater's been there for a while. Let's see if I can get across this street here while the lights sidewalk narrows down here. Gets crowded always right here. Hey, we got some live music. The blues guitarist right there. Mango, mango, mango. There's the food trucks here on Monroe. Hey, we got 5 minutes to walk by the Bean here. We'll stay on the Michigan. We'll just stay down below here. There's the Crown Fountain. We'll see if they spit out the water when we're walking by here. So if you missed the beginning part of this live, we started at Chinatown. It's probably the most interesting part. We walked through Chinatown Square, and then we walked through the South Loop under the L tracks a little bit. And eventually got to Grant Park. We saw Cliff Dweller. That was great to see him again. We ran into him about 6 months ago, where it was winter time. 9 months ago, we ran into him down there. I think he lives around there, which is great. There's the Chicago Athletic Association. These are Louis Sullivan buildings. The Gauge used to be haberdasheries, hat companies. Here's the Crown Fountain. So I'm not going to stick around because we've seen this 1,000 times. Literally, faces. They spit out water. And I got to get back to work here at 12:56. But hey, we made it. I didn't think I was going to make it back. We were down at 22nd Street in Wentworth. made it all the way back here, over 3 miles. It's pretty good. Thanks for coming along for the ride there. Yeah, the chain. Been again as has been. It's not, nothing lasts. There, Raising Cane's is right there. There's the, if you go up there, you can connect to the bean there. We're going to view it from below here. But what a beautiful day. Another 80-degree day here. Yeah, Sweetwater. Yeah, you know where Sweetwater's at, Brandon? That was a Bennigan's. Yeah, I used to drink there. The bartenders knew me by name because we would go there after work, and we would tip them well because we drank like fishes. And you could ask them; they'd be amazed that I'm sober because we spent a lot of money there. Here's the bean. Here's the Great Bean of Chicago. Look how nice it looks there. Find a double clutch brewing company. See, we're seeing it from Michigan Avenue here. You can see it from the street when you go by. Yeah, the Blue Cross was built in 2 phases. When I moved here, it wasn't as tall. When it was still occupied, the top 20 or 30 floors, they added those, and it always needed. It looked so short. It looked so short compared to the Aeon. Now it's taller, so it looks better, and they light it up so well. They can put messages on it, just like the. You know, they always put messages on it, whatever's going on there, and light it up at night. Yeah, thanks, Brandon, for reminding people that. Yeah, you know, and you know, I start to get cranky towards the end of the week. I might sleep in tomorrow. I might not get up early tomorrow because I'm going to take tomorrow off. Somebody offered me Cubs tickets, and I'm going to go in the game with them, and I think they're nieces and nephews or something. And so, you know, probably this time tomorrow will be, this time tomorrow we'll probably be streaming from Wrigley Field there. I'll do a lunchtime thing as we walk into Wrigley Field there. But I'm not going to attempt to film on TikTok or YouTube. I might record some stuff and post it later because it screwed up my connection. I couldn't, like, Chris and I went to the arcade there, and I couldn't even stream it right. It was cutting in and out, and that's why that rerun's so weird. But hey, I'm friends with this guy here, this blues guy that always plays either here or there, and he's a great guitarist there. And again, I cannot remember his name for the life of me now, but he's got the band there, and we can kind of zoom in and see it once we get up here. So here, I'm going to stop talking and let you listen to the band here. It's a great band here. Yeah, thanks, Tara. Yeah, you're right. I want to just enjoy the game there. Here, hold on a second here. Because at a certain point, it becomes like it's like rude to the people I'm there with in real life. I want to spend real time with real people, the people that got me into the game, and it gets annoying being with the live streamer because you're always somewhere else, you know. Yeah! See, it's that guy right there. That guy, yeah. Oops. There, we got the light. So, hey, I didn't think we'd make it back here. We're already back to Randolph in Michigan here. I'm going to head back to work here. Wow, there's a lot of people over there. Look, there's a bride there walking through there with the wedding dress. What's going on? There's something going on at the Cultural Center. There's a bunch of people gathered right there. I guess they're there to watch the band. Look at that. Hey, thanks everybody. Thanks for tuning in here. I'm going to start winding this down here. Brandon, thanks so much. Thanks for the Galaxy this morning, and everybody else. Selena Greer gave me a Galaxy too. Selena Greer Hoover, she had that article in the Sun-Times. I was able to read it because she posted it to her page. You can kind of zoom in and read it. She got into the letters to the editor. She told about when she came to Chicago to visit her kids, and she was walking down the sidewalk. She tripped, and how Chicagoans helped her, and she was so appreciative, and she wants to come back to Chicago. So that's a great article there by Selena there. And thanks everybody for tuning in here, Scenes of the City here in Chicago, and check that out. And thanks everybody else, John, James, Merck, Tara, Brandon, Lampy T, Michael, Chris, Krista, Dahmer, thanks for the support. Angel, Tara, thanks for the support. Brandon, thanks for the support. Everybody, Carrie, Taco Jalapeno Salsa, thanks for the support there, Carrie. And if I'm saying everybody twice, I'm going back in the, just making sure I thank everybody. And everybody else that didn't even comment, thanks for watching. You don't need to comment. I appreciate it. And thanks, Lorene, my Aunt Lorene, thanks for tuning in. And Lorraine and everybody else. We'll talk to you later here. Let me zoom out here. Here's the Nando's. We're going to get across the street here if we can. And head back to work. Have a great rest of your Thursday. I'll be on TikTok tonight. Walking home, we might see the ducks tonight. And so have a good rest of your day there. We'll talk to you later. Check out the front part. We go to Chinatown. Front part if you rewind it, or check out the rerun there on YouTube. Go to the live tab. Thanks for following me on both platforms. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you. Have a great day. Thanks a lot. All right. See you later. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Thank you.